I'm here with Nick from Uden's Family Funeral Directors, and I've got a question for him. Now, Nick, let's say I'm in a sad situation. I'm at the hospital, and a loved one has just passed away. Now, what on earth do I do? What are the steps? What are the next processes? So,
obviously, it's an extremely daunting situation to be in, especially if you've never had to arrange a funeral before. Okay, when someone does pass away at a hospital, they will have a dedicated bereavement team to guide you through that process. Now, one of the things that the bereavement team will provide for you is what's called a medical certificate. Okay, so the medical certificate is an extremely important document that you need to give to the registrars in order to register the death. Okay, so without that form, the local registrars wouldn't be able to complete that.
And is that form the death certificate?
So no, the medical certificate is separate to the death certificate.
Right.
Okay, so you would be provided, once you've been to the registrars, the formal death certificate, which is what you would provide to possibly banks or insurance companies and things. And they'll also provide what's called a certificate of cremation or burial, which again is an important document that we would need in order for the funeral to go ahead. And that's something that we would talk to you about after you've been to the registrars. You'd give us a call, talk to myself or one of my colleagues. We would ask you to bring those documents in, and then we take the forms that we need, and then we would start the actual process of making those funeral arrangements.
And what happens if someone passes away at home?
If someone passes away at home, it's slightly different in the sense that you would need to contact your local GP. Okay, so that person's GP would need to attend that home address. Once they've confirmed that that person's passed away, they would then give permission for you to call the funeral director. Okay, we would then obviously attend and bring that person back into our chapel of rest, where we would look after them until the funeral arrangements and the funeral and then we take over. That's it. We help in any way we can, and we try and make the whole process as simple as possible.
Lovely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. I then popped in to see Dawn from Southwark Registry Office to see what happens at her end. Okay, Dawn, I've got the medical certificate. I'm coming in to get it all registered. What happens next?
Okay, we will register the death based on the information on the death medical certificate. Information that's really important to us would be the date of death, the place of death, and obviously the cause of death.
Right, and who can actually come in and register?
The main people who we'd like to come in to register a death would be someone who was actually present at the death, and also a family member can come and register. Unfortunately, the neighbour who just wants to help the family out, they're not a relative, they weren't present. Unfortunately, that person couldn't register.
Oh, I see, right, okay. And how much time have you got to do this?
There is a statutory period to register a death, which is 5 days from the date of death. So we encourage doctors to actually get the death medical certificate signed and handed to the family as soon as possible to enable them to get to us in that period.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Dawn.
You're welcome.
So that's how you register a death. The next step is to speak to the funeral directors, who will help you with all the further arrangements.